Hello, I'm Dr. Sunny. Welcome to another edition of Rise and Shine with Dr. Sunny Fridge. I believe God's gift to us is life, and our gift to Him is how we live our life. Rise and Shine is an opportunity for me to interview guests who are living their dream. My guest today is Pastor Tonya Ware. She will share how she turned her health setbacks into comebacks, made her faith bigger than her fear, and how she continues to encourage and inspire while living with purpose, passion, and prosperity. But it wasn't always that way. She has quite a testimony. In a matter of seconds, she would go from being a multi-million-dollar executive and singing starlet to lying dead on her bathroom floor. Even more shocking, she came back to life against all odds and fought through 7 years of debilitating physical handicaps and heart health challenges to reclaim her life. In June 2018, she shared her story and delivered her first speech to the United Nations in New York. Welcome, Pastor Tonya Ware.
I'm super excited to be here with you.
It's great to see you. Tonya Ware, you wear a lot of hats. Tell us about a few of them.
Just a few of them today. So I'm executive pastor for the Church Triumphant Global, which is the first thing that I do, and I'm really excited to be a part of this ministry team, teaching ministry, and then I'm the project manager for Leadership Greater Jackson and Youth Leadership Jackson, but I'm also a recording artist, and I have a new album that I'm touring right now, The Signature of God. So I do all those things, but I guess my favorite thing is being a mom to my girls, Wisdom and Wealth, and wife to my husband, Bishop Adrian Ware.
Tell us about your health scare.
I had never been sick before, and like most women, I was just trying to live my dream and make my dream. So I was burning the candle at both ends. I was working a full-time job and then doing music and singing and ministry in the evenings and weekends. And I knew I needed to rest and better manage my time. But you know how it is when you're trying to get to a certain place in life and society has told you that to be successful, you have to have certain things. And I was just working, and I walked into my master bathroom one day in December 2006, collapsed with cardiac arrest. My heart stopped beating. I died in my master bathroom. I was blessed to be living with Adrian Ware, my husband, who prayed his strongest prayer he could pray that day and asked God to please give me another chance. And he rebuked the spirit of death, premature death, and called me back to life. But I was very, very sick and spent the next almost 7 years permanently disabled and living a life where I was existing, but I wasn't really living.
During your despair, you had an aha moment thanks to an interview on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
I would stand in my shower with the water on and cry and say, Lord, please let me die, because I felt like I was a burden on my family. My husband was caring for me and trying to pastor a church and take care of our daughter Wisdom. And I just, I was living in a fog. You know, my days were cloudy even when it was sunny outside. And I just went into his office one day. He said, I want you to see something. And in this interview, Oprah Winfrey is talking to LL Cool J, and she says to him, what do you do when you have all these plans for your life, these things that you know you're going to do, this greatness that you're going to live in, but something happens, trauma happens, life happens, and it doesn't manifest? What do you do? He said, dreams don't have deadlines. And it was that one phrase, dreams don't have deadlines, that really sparked something in me that day. I grabbed my iPhone and wrote it down. I started journaling. The journal turned into a book, which I launched in 2015 with actor Hill Harper and music phenomenon, Music Soul Child in Birmingham, Alabama. And what I made a decision to do when I heard that phrase was, if I live 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 weeks, or 20 years, I'm going to live those minutes, those seconds to the fullest. And it started with me finding a picture of myself where I was healthy, putting it before my eyes. I started to change my confession. I created some affirmations. I started to, like I said, journal. I started watching the information that was going into my eye gate, my ear gate, and my heart gate. And I started to really, up to that point, my daily meditation was death. I feared I was going to die. I changed my meditation to being healthy and healed and whole and being happy and laughing and doing the things that I loved. And I couldn't do it yet, but I would imagine myself dancing around my house. And the first time I could walk from my bedroom to my bathroom and not lose my breath, I was like, oh my God, we're going to have a party. and what I really try to encourage, if I could be a mogul of anything, it would be a hope mogul. And that would be to just inspire people to have hope that things will change and get better if they just keep putting one step in front of the other. And I live by that. My mantra is 5 rules, I live by the rule of 5. I do 5 things every single day toward the life that I want to live.
Tell us about those 5 things.
So they're different every day because they're action steps. For today, I did a early morning radio interview, and now I'm working on this with you. I'm going to spend some time in meditation. I'm going to carve out some time for family, and then I'm going to do a concert later on this evening. So, but what I try to encourage people to do is, if you don't like the life that you have right now, you can change it by doing 5 things every day toward the life that you want. Sometimes that needs to be a change within the mindset, right? Sometimes it needs to be a change of associations, maybe because you're a reflection of the people you spend the most of your time with. So sometimes it is associations, sometimes it's thoughts, sometimes it's your inner self-talk, sometimes it's the conversation that goes on in your mind when no one's listening and no one's watching. Right. And all of those things are key to your development and your growth and your greatness. And so I'm on a mission to tell people to live their highest, best self, to enjoy life, to really give themselves a chance. Give yourself a chance, right? It's wonderful if other people praise you and validate you and approve you, but I can only imagine what an amazing world we would live in if everyone woke up every morning and said, I'm going to give myself a chance. I'm going to expect good today. I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to give my all. I'm going to do this with joy. And what a transformation we will see in our schools, in our communities, in our churches, in the world, if I say, today, I'm going to be my best. I'm going to treat people the way I want to be treated. I'm going to speak to people with integrity and respect. I'm going to love what I do and be present. I'm going to have passion about this and enjoy the journey every step of the way.
You have truly made an amazing journey back to health.
The journey, I went on permanent disability February 2007, and I found out Christmas, December 2015, that I was being released to drive for the first time in all those many years, but it was a 7-year journey back to health.
You were ready to have a procedure to not have any more children because of your health, but it was God's plan for you to have another daughter.
I just had this sense in my heart that there was maybe I was moving too fast, but I just kind of said a little prayer. I was already dressed and prepped for surgery, and then my husband walks in, and he has this funny look on his face, and he says, Tonya, he said, God just told me there's another baby. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, I think so too. And so he said, well, I'm going to go get the doctor. We called our doctor in. Hi, Dr. Travelstead. We called our doctor in. She's amazing. And she says, look, if that's who can argue with God? Right? And so we went to my cardiologist first because I was being treated by a local cardiologist here and then at the Mayo Clinic. And we said, we really believe that God has another baby for us, but we know Tonya can't have a baby with her health. And they said, we'll walk you through the process. So I had a team of doctors kind of came around us and said, y'all do the praying and the eating right and get the rest, and we'll do the medical piece. And I want to encourage people, to think about that. Think about how God has put all of these amazing people, resources, and organizations in the earth to help us become the great people that we are supposed to be. So they checked me and worked with me, and then came forth our Wealth Joy Ware. And so we have 2 girls. Wisdom is 17 now, graduating in 2020 from Jackson Academy, and our baby is 9 years old.
Time flies.
It does. It does. It flies. Time moves on, so you may as well enjoy your life.
Tell me about the Church Triumphant Global. It's not your grandmother's church.
So my husband was raised Church of Christ Holiness USA, and it's a powerful ministry and organization. And I was raised Pentecostal Assemblies of the World, which is a powerful and amazing ministry. We love the foundational things that we were taught in these two churches. But we both felt when God started to really speak to us about a ministry was that there was just so much division and so much separation, and we're right, you're wrong, and formality and tradition, that we just wanted to do something fresh and new. And so we began to pray and ask God what that would be, and he gave us this dream, the Church Triumphant Global. And you're right, it's not your grandmother's church, but your grandmother would love it here because it's a place of peace first. And I think that people fight too much in life to come to church to fight. And people are beat down too much in life to come to church to be beat down. And people are unloved too much in the world to come to church and be unloved. And so our premise and our focus is the whole person. Our theme is helping you win in life. And so the Saturday Success Church and mastermind groups, and we have the city's only Center of Dreams, Dream Interpretation Program, a Bible Training Center, a ballet school. Everything we do here is designed to raise the person up, help them maybe discover their gifts, and connect with other people that are upwardly mobile. We'll take you however you want to come, because in this ministry you're welcome. And so that's black, white, gay, straight, doesn't matter. We feel like that God's church is a church for all people, and our responsibility is to love you and give you the word. And we believe that if we love you and give you the word, that God will speak to your heart and tell you what you need to change about your life to get into your blessing. And so it's the most amazing place. It's the most amazing place to be. It's a place of excellence, because that's who my husband is. He's serious about excellence and order. So it's a place of excellence and order. It's a place of worship. Some of the most powerful worship happens here. It's a place of prayer, because prayer is the glue to your life. It's those conversations you have with God where he reminds you of who you are, that helps you stay on the straight path, the path that's for you. It's a place of friendship and fellowship where people, they walk in and greet you with a smile and love you, and they just nurture you. It's a place of lots of hugs.
Whenever I visit your church, I always feel welcome. You have an amazing team.
You can thank my husband for that. He trained me 10 years in worship before he released me into music. And he did that because when we first started dating, he saw this gift in me that I didn't even see in myself. And he said, Tonya, if you sing and perform and worship, and everybody stands but God doesn't, you've not done anything. And I remember thinking, wow, this guy's on to something. He said, what I'm hoping you will do is create an atmosphere of worship that will bring peace to the troubled mind and healing to the broken spirit and life and joy to those that are sitting in darkness. And more than anything, I hope that you will release songs of worship and praise that will go before God's throne and be a beautiful smell into his nostrils.
You also had a CD release party for the Signature of God album.
Of course, we're an unconventional church, even though we have some very, very formal foundational truths. We do things a lot different. But when God came to me just in meditation and said it's time for the next album, I didn't want to do it. I was grieving the death of my sister, who had just passed with breast cancer. And I was angry. She, like so many women, didn't get her checkups and was so busy taking care of everybody else, she wasn't taking care of herself. And so I was kind of mad that she got to see Jesus before me, and I was kind of upset that she was gone, because she's right under me and we're close, and a bit distressed, just distressed that one of our 10 children in the family was breaking the chain. You know, we have this link and we're close. And so I was grieving her passing. Her name is Lydia, which means purple, seller of purple. She was an entrepreneur, so amazing. But Lydia, who started a campus ministry when she was like 19 years old, produced 5 churches and 5 pastors that still exist today. The woman was phenomenal. She would get out of chemo treatments and drive 40 minutes on the other side of town and feed a mother whose child had just been shot in the streets. And so that was her legacy. But when God came to me about the album, I didn't really want to do it, but I know from walking with God long enough that obedience is better than sacrifice, and that he wanted to do something really special in my life, in my heart, if I would just obey him. So I called two of my favorite people, Lakita Blunt, who's an amazing singer, and my brother Jason, and I said, God has told me to record this album. Y'all want to do it with me? I said, he gave me two names, and you guys are the names. And they were like, Pastor, whatever you want to do, we're on board. We went over to Alabama. We recorded the album in one day, over Easter weekend, Resurrection weekend, and launched it and released it at the Mississippi Arts Museum. And that's been about 9 weeks ago, and it's been on the Billboard charts 8 of those 9 weeks. And it's just going all around the world. We've been touring. We still have New York. We're going to be touring in New York and Washington, D.C., and New Orleans, Atlanta, you name it. People are calling us from all over, asking, can you bring this amazing music to our church, to our organization, to our concerts, to our people, because it's filled with so much life and hope.
How did you come up with the album title, Signature of God?
This was kind of like a conversation my husband and I had been having for some years, and it all started with my training with him, where he said, whatever you do, you want it to be something God can approve, that God signs off on. And so when I went to Jason and Lakita, I said, let's do something that God can be proud of, that he'll sign off on. And I said, I think I want to name the album Signature of God Volume 1, because I think he's going to speak to us about the songs for right now, but maybe next year he's saying something different to us. Right? And so it'll be a volume 2. So that's how the name came about. The three of us just have a heart to worship, a heart to inspire, a heart to empower people through music, which is a language that crosses every barrier, race, economic status, background. And we wanted it to be something that we felt God could accept. And so that's the name, Signature of God.
So do you have a favorite song on the album?
I think my favorite song is a song that I wrote called Jesus Prayed for Me. And it was because I was sitting in a very low place in my life at the time, feeling like nobody knows the trouble I've seen. You know how we have our pity parties. And I was thinking I can eat this bucket of ice cream, or I can spend some time in prayer. And I decided I'd spend some time in prayer. I'm diabetic too, so I'm overcoming that. I'm being healed, but if I don't do what the doctors say and I don't take care of myself, it's going to be a problem. So I'm like, I can't eat the ice cream. I'm going to pray instead. And when I was just sitting there praying, God said to me, Tonya, think about this scripture. And he took me to that parable where Jesus was talking to Peter, saying, Peter, Simon, Simon, Peter. Peter means hearing one. And there was a viral video that came out some time ago where this little kid was saying, listen, Linda, listen. And in that moment, I could hear Jesus saying, listen, Linda, listen, Linda, listen. And what he was basically saying to Peter was, Peter, Satan, he came and he comes to sift you like wheat. And when I studied that, it means to fragment your life. Through divorce, the loss of a child, the loss of a job that you love, through betrayal, someone that you thought was your friend, or sickness, a bad diagnosis from the doctor. But the devil comes to fragment your life. But guess what I did, Peter? When he came, I prayed for you.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. That is so amazing.
Yeah. I pray that your faith and your confidence in me won't fail. And when you're strong, reach back, get somebody else and bring them forward. So I wrote a song called Jesus Prayed for Me. That's probably my favorite one because it's so special to me. And just, I'm overcome with joy. These are happy tears that he would think enough of me to be seated on the right hand of the Father to make intercession for me so that my life can win. I'm just, wow, amazed.
You have touched hundreds of thousands of lives with your leadership, your service, and your music. What do you want us to take away as we strive to be the next best version of ourselves?
So I guess I'll share the three things that I shared with my mastermind group because I host the city's only Manifestation Mastermind program. Here at our church, it's on the third Wednesdays of every month. Jackson, Mississippi at the Church Triumphant Global in our venue. And so I guess I would want them to know these three things. Number one, don't pray and worry, right? Let your worrying days be over. Fret not yourself. Don't just pass up every opportunity to worry, because worry makes you sick. It holds you in a stuck place, and it causes you to fear. So that's the first thing. Don't pray and worry. The second thing would be, don't complain about anything anymore moving into this out of this year into the new year that you can change. So if it's something in your life you don't like, you have the power, because you're made in the image, likeness, kindness of God. You're a little God in the earth. So if you're going to see something in your life that you don't like, then you have the power to change it. Don't complain about what you can change. And then my third thing would be, just do 5 things every day toward the life that you know you want. Even if you're not sure you deserve it yet, do 5 things toward the life you know you want. And in the process of doing that, you will be awakened to the revelation that you're worthy. That regardless, even if you've made mistakes, God is not holding it against you. That He's so much more concerned about how you end than how you start. And that He is, He's there. He's there to walk you through every process of life. Yeah.
You have a book called Life is Your Song, Discover Your Voice. How can people reach you if they'd like to learn more about your story, attend your church, or one of your concerts during your tour around the country?
Of course, they can go to TonyaWare.com, TonyaWare, and from there they'll see the album that will pop up. They can read my story. They can see my speech at the UN that I gave in New York, and they can connect to all my social media sites. Of course, I host a Saturday Success Church here in Jackson, Mississippi. On Saturdays, it's a 1-hour church without the fluff. So we come right in. Today, my topic is how to increase your net worth. And so I'm going to give 7 tips, 6 or 7 tips on how to increase your net worth. So it's Saturday Success Church. It's mastermind once a month. It's calling me, reaching out to me, call me, beat me, text me.
Pastor Tonya, you are such a prayer warrior, and we're all at different stages of our life. Would you pray for our broadcast audience and offer some words of encouragement?
I'm going to stretch my hands out like this, right, as a point of contact. Father, in the name of Jesus, I just want to thank you for everyone under the sound of my voice. I want to speak, first of all, Lord, to those who are sitting in darkness, those that are feeling like giving up, caving in, quitting, and stopping. I'm praying right now that your faith will not fail, that your confidence in God will be renewed and be reset. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for the peace and the comfort of God going into the home of every person being attacked, being hurt, feeling like that there is an issue that they can't overcome. For those that are dealing with sickness and illness and disease, I'm sending the power of God, the release of God into your life. Now I also speak over your life, be empowered to prosper, be empowered to overcome, and rise up and shine, for your light has come and God has a special purpose for you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pastor Tonya, thank you for that powerful prayer, and thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me anytime.
That's all the time we have on this edition of Dr. Sunny, Rise and Shine with Dr. Sunny. We're going to leave you with a listen to Jesus Prayed for Me from the album Signature of God in just a moment. Today's interview is a shining example of the mission of WYTV7. If you enjoy our programs, please consider making a donation of any amount at WYTV7.org to help our CBN broadcasters continue to bring you programming that inspires, uplifts, and empowers. For more information, you can find me at sunnyfridge.com, and please like my Facebook page, facebook.com/I Rise and Shine. And you can listen anytime to the Rise and Shine podcast of all my shows on Spreaker, iHeart, Google, and more. Now, sit back and enjoy listening to the song written by today's guest, Tonya Ware, Jesus Prayed for Me, from the album Signature of God. I'm Dr. Sunny. Remember, it's your time to rise and shine.
Jesus prayed for me. Now my faith won't fail. I win every time. Jesus prayed for me. And I'm encouraged. Believe I'll run on, run on. I win every time. Jesus prayed for me.